Hey guys, so we're just working through this voice analyzer. Yesterday I decided to move uh, these two items into their own component. So like if you look at the structure, we have an app and then within it we have API indicator. In yesterday's video I went over exactly how to create that and basically uh, I also set it up to where it takes title in and then it shows the title here. And since it's signals, we have to execute that when we render it there. So basically, the reason we know it's the signals version and not the decorator version is because the I is small on the on here. The decorator, I believe, is a capital I. Yeah, like that. So I believe that's it. I think even if I mouse over, it'll tell me uh, input decorator. Unfortunately, it doesn't give much more information than that. And then if we mouse over this one, it says input function allows declaration of inputs and directives and components. Basically, this is the old, was great. I mean, it was fantastic. Um, but this is the new way of doing it, which is better, I think. So now I guess what I want to do is uh, add a way for it to know whether it should show a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So I'm going to say that I'm going to call this, let's go back and look at the original naming. Okay, so it's either has recognition or has API. That's a good name. So it's gonna, and I think what we can do here is we can say what it is. Is it there? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so now this is forcing this to be a string. So I'm going to say has API, and it is an input, and it is required, and it is a Boolean. So true or a false, and it is a signal. So in general, you have to execute them. So now we're going to have an error, and that's because this requires um, a uh, what's it? It's gonna complain. I just literally just put it in there. Has API, and that is equal to. And this is definitely going to be calculated. So we're gonna put that in here like that. Oops. Has API, and it is based on the. So this is the speech recognition. So has speech recognition. Now, I don't think with this, so historically, okay, so since I have the squares around it, it has to be that. I don't know why. It's not, did I misspell that? Okay, I'm just going to do this down here too. Because it's saying that it doesn't, it's saying that that is not a known, must be specified. So that's saying it must be specified. Cannot bind as, since it's not a known property of API indicator. Did I not? Let me save again. And let's go back over here. Has API is in fact a property. Has API. And we are all saved up. Oh, I have a capital P in there. Interesting. All right, so now we have our has API, so let's go ahead and show it. It's so funny. Yesterday I was like, I can't remember the word for this, and then while I was watching the video, I remember it's like there's a specific word for okay, so false and fall. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay, so they're both false, and I think it's because I put the wrong one in when I was just trying to get it work. Okay, so what is working? So what is it? What are you? You are has WebKit speech recognition. Alt left, and so that looks good. Okay, so now basically we just want to add this code that's down here that basically instead of having like duplication, we'll just have it in here one time. And it's just going to be based on has API. And this should break. I'm 99% sure this is going to break because I have not imported the module for the mat icon into this component. So it does not, it doesn't like, okay, I did something very weird there, title. That was a very strange thing for me to do. It does not, it doesn't like inherit down, right? It's like, I don't know what that is. So basically over here in the app component, we imported the mat icon module. Now, typically you can just come straight in here and just put it in here. And then the, yeah, you'll get this little blue thing and it'll do it for you. You do want to take a look up there and just make sure it came from something that seems reasonable. Sometimes it will pull in like some bizarre module that isn't at all what you're looking for. And you can usually tell. Okay, so there we go with that. So that's good. I guess there's no reason to. I think we did a pretty good job of. Okay, so our label is probably not right. So this definitely is not going to be correct. And sometimes you can use the title, right? So I think I could just use the title in there, right? So it'll just be like the label will be has speech recognition and then does not have. Oh, well, I guess it gets a little more complicated. Um, so it's probably something we need to pass in. It's probably going to be the easiest thing to do is to pass it in. So this is going to be my ARIA label. And it's going to be calculated based on the ARIA label that's passed in. And then let's see if we can get away. Man, this may not. Okay. All right. So we do not have an ARIA label right now, so we get an error. I'm thinking the ARIA. So I don't. Yeah, the ARIA label is probably something that we need. Like we might be able to derive it from the title, but maybe not. ARIA label equals input dot required string. All right. So now things get a bit complicated here because basically now this thing is going to be our ARIA label, but it's different based on whether it's positive or negative. And so I'm just going to do this. Okay, just for the sake of mental like so that it's easier to understand, I'm actually going to have a positive and a negative aria label. So I'm going to be positive. So this is not a scalable solution. It would become unwieldy almost immediately, even if there was three choices. Since there's only two choices, it's not too bad. If we get up to three choices, and if we got beyond three, it would probably be insanely difficult to maintain over time. So now over here, we want our positive aria label and our negative aria label. And so now we're going to say the positive aria label. So this is what if it's positive, what a person who is using a special browser, so like if they happen to be blind, then a screen reader would read out. So this, or so anyways, so the positive aria label for so it would be like the, and we okay, so we don't want this to be we're just going to put this right into the template. So the speech recognition API exists on this browser. And then the negative aria label does not exist on this browser. Okay, so that's what they'll see for, if this is true, they'll see this. If this is false, they'll see that. It's pretty easy to maintain over here because there's two. Like I said, if there was three, things would probably get out of hand pretty quickly. So now I'm just going to copy these two. The WebKit. All right, so it's not happy about something. Okay, did I spell that correctly? Oh. Okay, that's really weird. Don't really understand this because it's only upset when I try to update it. It's saying it cannot bind arrow since it's not a known. If mat icon is an Angular component, it has an aria label. Let me try something. Blah equals. Oh, so it doesn't seem to care. It doesn't care about that one. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be upset about that one. That's weird that it's saying that mat icon is not. Okay, I'm just going to put this down here. Let's save it. Okay, it says make sure that, okay. So Matca, and then it says that it's in the imports. And I think it's talking about in Angular material. Let's go to components and let's go to the icons. And then let's go to the API. Let's see, maybe I don't. Okay, maybe that is very strange. I don't know what we'll get when we do this. I'm actually very curious now. So if I inspect this thing, and then, yeah, so it actually just literally put that in there. So I wonder if I go like this. I honestly don't understand what's happening there. Same problem. That is really strange. And then when they give us in their examples, let's see, let's go to components. That is not what I wanted to do. I scroll to the top of this thing and go to their overview, go to their example. Area label. So let me put in regular text, but it will not let me bind to anything. I generally do not understand what's happening there. And it's kind of a bummer because I think I think the proper thing to do at this point would say that it's hidden and then actually print the label out. True. And then like right here, like right before it, right before the icon maybe. And this would not be the final thing, but it's really, really, I would, if anybody understands what's happening there, I would really be curious what that's about. But so now what we have is our okay. So yeah, so we have this guy here, which is the actual like the message that goes with the icon. then, and I don't really understand why. I guess yeah, because I guess icons are the way they're aligned is different, and then yeah. So this is not ideal. Um, I don't really understand why we can't put that, but we do have the label, so it would technically be good for people. We don't really need this has API anymore for people with disabilities. Speech recognition does not exist on this browser. Um, but to be honest with you, we don't even need that because the text actually says has speech recognition, and then the next has WebKit. Oh, okay, but we have a the thumb down. Um, and then, of course, the way the English language goes is you couldn't just be has and does not has. It would be like does not have the WebKit speech recognition API. Um, so then there are other ways. I am genuinely surprised that we can't bind to that. I guess it would make sense to let me go to do a search on that um, and see what someone says. See what our fellow coders or even ChatGPT might say about this. Because people have to run into this all the time. This has got to be a common error. How to buy is an unknown property of div blah 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 blah. Oh. That is correct. Let's see. So you do ATT. I wonder if you can do this. ATTR dot. Yeah. I've run into this so many times, and it makes so little sense to me um, that I just wipe it. I just wipe it from my mind. Um, but yeah, now I have no idea now what's going on. False. Do I? Oh, that was funny too. Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you whenever you're dealing with these area labels or things like that, uh, you have to uh, you have to put ATTR in front of it. I've never understood it. It's definitely been around an issue that I've run into 1,000 times, and like I said, my brain just doesn't want to process that. I'm glad I actually made a video on this because I guarantee I'll remember it now that I've made a video. And if I run into this problem, I'll just look it up on my YouTube site. Um, anyways, that is a 24-minute long video. Sorry about that, everybody. Happy coding. Bye.